Hey guys, welcome back to the channel DMO Fishing. Today we're going to be fishing for catfish from the bank, but we're going to be doing it at night. So I'm going to give you the top tips that I can think of to be more successful catching fish during the night. So let's get to it. So if you've been fishing for a little bit, you know everybody said that catfish at night is better because the fish are more active, temperatures go down, and the fish actually come closer to shore. Especially for you bank fishing, you most likely have more success catching catfish doing it at night than doing it in the middle of the day. Obviously the time of the year has a lot to do with it, especially those really hot days in summer. You're definitely going to be more successful doing it at nighttime. But fishing at nighttime comes with its own challenges. So if you're thinking about doing it, let me give you one little story that's going to actually encourage you to try it. There's a lake over here in Georgia called Jackson Lake, and a guy just broke the record for that lake with a 78-pound blue catfish. He actually broke the record not too long ago, and he did it at nighttime, guys. He said he caught the fish around 11 p.m. so dark, pitch dark out there. He was able to land that fish and break the record. So if you want to catch bigger fish, you want to catch more fish, you want to do it at night. With that said, let's start with the first tip. Okay, the first tip I'm going to give you guys is going to be having enough lighting, and I'm not talking about lighting the whole lake. If you have super bright lights, the fish most likely are going to be shy of those lights, and you're probably not going to get a lot of bites. What I'm talking about is having a headlamp to be able to work when it's really dark out there. You need to have that at least to be able to rebait your hooks, tie your rigs, whatever you need to do. You need to have a headlamp. You also want to have a decent light that's an ambience light, so you'll be able to see your surroundings. If you drop something, if you lose something, if you want to take a picture of your fish, you want to have those type of lights. With that said, guys, in my experience, I don't like to have my lights on all the time. I only use the lights when I actually need them. That way I'm not scaring the fish that potentially can come close to my hooks or close to my area where I'm fishing at. So get yourself a nice headlamp, one nice flood lamp, and you should have enough lighting to go through the night. Obviously, make sure you have batteries for those. Make sure if they're rechargeable, they are completely charged. If you're gonna stay all night, make sure you have enough lighting so you'll be able to function, rebait, recast, take hooks off, see what you're doing only when you need it. Oh, maybe not. No. No. Jesus Christ. This hook right here is messed up. It's not a circle hook, so maybe it is, but it's really not. So let's see what we got going on here. Alright, that's the fish, I think. That's definitely a fish. Yeah, we got a fish. It's not big though. It's not big, but definitely a catfish. Fighting though. Look at that. It's like he's probably hooked somewhere weirdly. It's fighting weird. But it's definitely not big. There you go. Yeah, told you it wasn't big. I mean, it's not a bad one. Look at him. This is kind of skinny. Oh, look how he got hooked. Got hooked really weird. Okay, this fish is the first night fish of the day. It's definitely a good eating size. He got hooked so weird, man. That's why he was fighting so weird. Like, try to shake off that hook, which he almost did. All right, let's see. Let's zero this out. That's 0 out. Alright, that's 0 out. Let's see. 2 pounds 14 ounces, so that's 2 pounds 7 ounces for this fish. 2 pounds 7 ounces. I thought it was actually less than that. That's not bad. 2 pounds 7 ounces. Not bad at all. Alright, so we got 2 rods out of the water, which I don't like. I'm gonna go ahead and release this fish. Hopefully he don't hurt me. Go, buddy. There he goes. Tip number 2, guys. If you've been watching the channel for a little bit, you probably have seen my top tips for catfishing from the bank. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for you to check it out. It's actually one of my most popular videos. With that said, on that video I talk about these bells that you put on the tip of your rods to detect any bite, especially if you're using a bunch of rods like I am today. You want to have those bells to detect the bites, and that's really helpful, guys, at night, obviously, because you can hear you getting the bite. But I'm going to give you an extra tip that was specifically for night fishing, and is you want to use these little glow-in-the-dark sticks. They're disposable, they're super cheap, and they actually fit into a little hole on those little bells that I told you guys that you can get on Amazon. You can get a bunch of those and use them, and you'll be able to actually see a bite, know which one of your rods is actually going off, and you hear the bell, but you also will see the light. Take some of these out. We'll need, see, 2, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. I need 6. One. I need 6 of those. And these, you pretty much break them. Alright, shake them, and they're good. So let me show you where you put them on. So I have a bell right here. You already have one, but it's just an old one. So there's a little hole right here where you put it on there, and then, oh man, I'm dropping them. I don't want to drop them. And then shoot glow in the dark. Let me turn the light off so you can see. Okay. See that? So we're gonna put that at the tip of the rod there. Another thing that you can do is actually getting those neon glow-in-the-dark rods. You can get those rods for probably 150 bucks, maybe more than that now. And you're gonna need a black light to be able to see the glow of those rods, and it's actually pretty cool. I love those setups. I'll leave a picture right here so you can see what those setups look like. A lot of people have them, but I don't fish often enough at night to justify buying that, because it can get really pricey. But it's an option for you guys. If you want to get glow-in-the-dark rods, get yourself a couple black lights. You should be able to see the whole rod glow in the dark, and I don't think that black light will disturb the fish at all. So it's a really good option. So maybe in the future I invest some money in getting a setup like that, but for now the little glow-in-the-dark sticks that I told you about that you can get on Amazon are good enough for me to detect those bites. So it's not big though. You got a fish. It's not a big one though. Yeah, we do. It's not a big one. It's fighting crazy. Oh man. It's a catfish for sure, but it's definitely not a big one. Yeah. Or like a 2 pound or so, but still. Going for the carp bait. Come on, buddy. He went for the carp bait, not a big fish. So look at that, around the bottom jaw right there, carp hook. Not a giant, just eating size. See if I can get this hook. All right, the hook is out. Probably like a pound or so. I would say he's a pound. I'm just gonna add a pound. I'm not gonna take the trouble to actually weight him. So, this skinny one. He went for the carp bait. I knew he wasn't a big fish as soon as I pulled in. Man, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and let him go and keep fishing. I have to rebait. This fish is probably gonna try to get me. These little ones are tricky though, because they're the ones that spike you. There he goes. Tip 3, guys, the fish move a lot overnight, and they move around the lake and on the column, the water column. So you can be in the middle of the water column, they can be all the way to the surface. I see sometimes at night I see a little trail of a fish, and you can barely see the top fin sticking out. So there's gonna be a lot of fish near the surface of the water, so you're gonna have to probably target them with a bobber. Now, there's all kind of bobbers out there, but the whole point of the bobber is that you'll be able to detect the bite and set the hook on the fish. So I like to use these bobbers right here. And then I know there's a lot of other different bobbers out there, but these ones are super cheap. It comes with the batteries. They glow really nice. They have that red glow, so I don't think that actually disturbs the fish. And I actually used them before and got a lot of bites with them. So get yourself some glow-in-the-dark bobbers if you're going to be targeting the surface fish. And if you fish at night, you most likely want to, because those fish are going to be all over the place. They're going to be moving. They're going to be near the surface of the water and near the shore. That brings me to the next point, and this is just a little add bonus point. When you're fishing, if you're fishing multiple rods, when you're fishing at night, you want to have your baits at different depths, because sometimes we try to just cast all the way in as far as we can, and sometimes that's the case. That's the best case scenario. Sometimes that's where the fish are. But when you fish at night, you want to have 1 or 2 rods closer to shore, because these fish are going to be moving around, and most likely they're going to be close to shore as well, and you're going to be able to target those fish and not miss out on those fish because you're casting way too deep and missing those fish. Usually during the day, they're probably not going to be any fish on the shallow areas, especially catfish that are going to be swimming really shallow when it's really hot. They tend to not like to do that. But at night, it's a fair game. They're going to be probably moving around, trying to target some of those bluegills that are going to be on the shallow. So yeah, have 1 or 2 of the rods closer to the shallow, and maybe you catch fish right there. And if they actually start biting shallow, might as well move all your rods there, and then you target in the right area. But at the beginning, have some rods all the way in, some in the middle, and some closer to shore. That way you can find out where these fish are actually moving around, and you catch more fish. My bobber went down. My bobber is down. Okay, we got a fish. We got a fish, guys. He's not happy. We got one. He went with the bobber there. No, don't mess that line up. Don't mess that line up. That's just a small catfish, but got him on the bobber. Alright. Not a bad one. Look at that. He got hooked. Top of the mouth right there. I didn't even see when the bobber went down, but look at that. Hook right on top of the mouth. Alright, let's get the hook out. Alright, there you go, guys. We changed hook and we got him. So, I'd say it's probably like 2 pounds. Good eating size right there. Got him on the bobber right there. So bobber's actually working right now. We got some fish near the surface. So okay, guys, this next tip, take it with a bit of a grain of salt, okay? Because you can have a different opinion, but in my opinion, I don't like to fish overnight without a fire. So I like to bring wood and make myself a fire. Now that can be a little controversial because some people believe the fire is gonna scare away the fish, but I guess it depends where you put the fire. If you put it really close to shore where your rods are, you probably will because of the light. But having a fire has a lot of benefits, I think, and if you put it in the right spot, not too close to the water, where you can actually relax and enjoy it, and still keep an eye on the rods, it should be no problem. So the benefits of having a fire is you get heat. Obviously, if it's cold, that's going to keep you warm. It helps you with the bugs, because at night bugs get a little crazy, so the fire actually helps out, scare away all the bugs or whatever. And it's just so much relaxing. It makes the experience to be a lot more relaxing and a lot more enjoyable. So if you go out there and you decide to bring a fire with you, make sure you bring one of those camping logs. Obviously bring wood. You're gonna need the wood to start the fire, and don't be spending a lot of time getting the fire going. Bring one of those camping logs. They're super cheap, probably like $6 at Walmart, and you light the log up, and then you put your wood on top, and you should be fine, and it should stay on. It'll help to have a nice flame, give you a lot of light, and lasts a long time. So if you're in the fence about a fire, I would say just bring one. You're definitely going to enjoy your fishing night a lot more, in my experience. Okay, this next tip, it depends on how long you plan to fish. I think some people like to stay the whole night. I try to, but sometimes I kind of get a little tired, because I don't really like to fall asleep when I'm fishing. So if I pull a whole nighter, I usually bring a chair that's really comfortable that I can sit on, and this one that I use, I can actually lay back on it and even take a nap on it. Even though I don't like to fall asleep when I'm out here, you could actually take a nap on the chair. Now if you want something more fancy, you can definitely bring your camping gear and set up a tent, maybe a camping bed. Some people actually bring a hammock, so you want to be comfortable but not comfortable enough that you're gonna fall asleep. So it's just the right comfort, but that's gonna depend, it's gonna be up to you. That's gonna depend on your comfort level. So for me, a chair like this that I'm using right now is perfect. I can sit here, I can nap here if I need to, and I can attend my rods all night just with a simple chair. But if you are one of those persons that need to be more comfortable, make sure you bring your tent, make sure you bring your inflatable bed. There's some really nice camping beds. I'm thinking about getting one of those as well. Or maybe a hammock. You're a hammock person. I actually like hammocks, but I don't like the hassle of finding the right spot to put it. So this way I know I can put my chair anywhere. But yeah, you want to have that stuff if you're coming out fishing at night from the bank. And last but not least, guys, I will say make sure you're safe out there. You guys know the world is going crazy, and we go out fishing and try to get away from all the craziness, but sometimes you can't. So you want to be prepared. You want to have a plan. You want to make sure your phone is charged. You want to make sure you have your phone with you. And if you are comfortable carrying a high velocity projectile device, I would recommend you to do so. If not, bring whatever you can to protect yourself. You know, at night animals come out. You don't know what can be out there, especially if you are in a remote location, which you probably want to be able to catch more fish. But if you're in a remote location, you never know who's around, what kind of animals can be around. So you want to have a plan, you want to have an exit plan, and you want to have a way to protect yourselves. So be safe out there, stay alert, and just be safe, guys. Be smart. If you have a bad feeling, or if you see something weird, just don't worry about it. Take yourself out of that situation, and you leave to fish another day. So with that said, guys, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what are your top tips for catfishing at night, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.